It's usually best, I hope you agree, to make a clear statement of what I believe and feel, and then to ask you to put any questions you like to me, either on what I've said or on any subject that you like. So I'll begin with your permission in reading a statement. There is no mystery. Say if I go too fast, won't you? Stop me at once. There is no mystery about my visit to South Africa. I prefer to study the situation before talking when traveling. I like to keep my eyes and ears open and my mouth shut. Many politicians reverse this process. There are some impressions which may be stated at once. It is clear that your general position in South Africa is much stronger than when I was last here 5 years ago. For a country of your size, your economic situation is the best in the world. You are unique in that you have achieved a boom without a considerable inflation. Your balance of payments is secure. The first effective steps have been taken toward a settlement of your racial problems. You have also been much assisted by the now proved errors of your opponents. The wind of change has blown back upon its authors. Attempts to establish multiracial societies have resulted in the emergence of black dictatorships employing tyrannical methods which are the reverse of democracy and are opening the door to communism. You are fortified both by your own successes and by the now evident failure of opposing policies. Much discussion is possible and desirable about detail, but in general principle, I have always agreed with the separate but friendly development which you call apartheid. I realize, of course, that the problem in South Africa and in the United States is complicated because it has so long existed and economic life largely depends on cooperation between the peoples. But what is vital is that the principles of government should be clear-cut and stable. Central government must either be in white hands or in black hands. It is now clear that you cannot mix the two. In hard practice, it has proved necessary to divide Africa, south of the Sahara, between white and black governments. The white man will have no vote in black government areas, and the black man will have no vote in white government areas. The black man will live, if he wishes, in the white man's territory for the purpose of making money and having a good life, as many Englishmen now live in America without asking for voting rights. White men could live in black territory in the same way without voting rights. All should, of course, enjoy the basic human rights, personal freedom, security of property, and equality of opportunity. There remains always the most vexed problem of the moment, which can be briefly described as social intercourse. The ideal is to have two entirely separate but friendly peoples living side by side, each with their own institutions and pride in their own community. That is why it seems to me that the Bantustan policies of your government are wise experiments which are worthy of support. But as things stand, this seems by no means the end of the matter. A large black population, both industrialized and urbanized, now exists, and it cannot quickly or easily be separated from the whole economic life of the country. In this respect, your problem is almost identical with that of America. The solution is not the compulsory mixture of the two peoples in every experience of social life, which is failing in America and everywhere else. The immediate solution is rather to develop in both peoples a pride in their own community which does not desire that mixture. This is beginning to happen in America among blacks as well as whites. Among your black population are many men who have proved their ability in industry and commerce in the most practical way of making a lot of money. There are other outstanding men who have great pride in their own people and in their own traditions. Such men can be natural leaders of the black community in a separate social development. In daily life of office and factory, the two communities can meet and mix in friendship. I would personally like to see the same meeting in matters of culture, in exchange of ideas, in sport and play, though I here speak as an outsider who seeks information. But when all this is said, clear thought must lead to one clear principle, which should be strongly stated. In public life, meeting and mixing is necessary and desirable. But in private life, every man's home is his own. To deny this is to strike at the very roots of human liberty. Included in the home are children and everything connected with them. This means, in practice, that the white people should be able to educate their children as they wish in the schools of their own community. When a full community pride is developed among the blacks, they will desire the same thing. They have a right to demand the same education, but not to demand mixed education. The compulsory mixture in America was a grave violation of private liberty. By similar principle of the inviolability of private life, each community should have the right to run its own clubs, hotels, restaurants, etc., as individual proprietors may desire. In short, economic cooperation and separate community development seem the immediate solution. In the larger question of the relations between Europe and Africa, I have long suggested that a completely united Europe should declare a Monroe Doctrine for Africa, exactly as North America did for South America. And this would forestall the communist danger. For all effective policies, a complete union of Europe remains the supreme necessity. Now that is the end of the statement, and please, on the statement or on